Hey guys, so we're going to be using a camera simulator this week. It's just a site that allows you to experience my mask, what it would be like to use a camera in manual settings before we get there. So this is a great site. What we're going to do is scroll to the bottom because we're using the free version. So go to CameraSib for web free. And then you might notice on yours that you have like flash blocked. So if you have like a little red X here and it says flash blocked, go ahead and write like run flash this time so that you're able to do it. I have had times where people have to go in and like manage their settings and allow flash. So hopefully it doesn't happen. Hopefully you can just run flash this time and you're good to go. What you should see is this little girl as if you're in a camera frame. And then if you scroll down, you've got all of these different settings. So aperture, shutter, ISO, which we talked about this past week. So we're only going to play with one thing at a time because as you'll notice, like if you play with all of the things at the same time, they impact each other. So let's play with each and kind of see what we can do. So if we adjust the ISO, you should be able to see that like that alters the image a little bit. Not really seeing. Oh, okay, let's not mess with the ISO right now. Actually, you can mess with the lighting. Okay, which you can see is controlling the aperture. Do you see how the aperture is moving naturally? Okay, because that controls how much light you're letting in. You can play around with the distance, so how close or how far away the little girl is, and also the focal length, which means what kind of lens you would have on, perhaps, or how much you're zooming in or out. Okay, but we're going to play with the shutter priority. So shutter is controlled by how fast you take an image. So if I set it for 1 second, that's a lot slower than like 1/4000th of a second, right? So what I'm going to have you guys do is just kind of play around with that and see how the results differ based on what you adjust it to. So that was a pretty fast image. Now I'm going to slow it down a little bit. Notice the difference between what I just did and okay, I don't want to remove restrictions. So, wow. Okay. So in that one, my image is blurred. So I'm going to try that a little bit slower. And you see how the pinwheel is blurred in this one. The girl is a little bit more in focus. So it's kind of a good experience to see what happens when you manipulate those different settings. Let's try aperture. So when we're adjusting our f-stops, this little guy right here, notice the difference when you take a shot like this. Okay, so totally blurred here, more in focus here. Turn. Or if I adjust my aperture like this, the whole thing's clear and in focus and the background is blurry. So it's just kind of, I don't know, like I think it's a really good tool to play around with and kind of get a feel for how things work before trying it for real yourself, with a camera. So what I'm going to have you guys do is take some pictures of what you've done and just like take your pictures, sorry. And then I just want you to screenshot a couple of them to turn in so I can see that you've, done it and tried it. And you can screenshot really easily by holding down your control. And then on your Chromebook, there's like a square with 2 lines and towards the top, and that will screenshot your picture so that you can turn that in for me. So we're just playing around with that a little bit. Next week, we are going to be doing some experiments with manual settings. So I will be scheduling times for you guys to come in and experience that. It's a pretty cool opportunity to see, what you can create with photography with your manual settings. So anyway, hope that all makes sense. If you have technical problems, we can Google Meet and try and figure it out and get you that experience. So talk to you guys later. Have a good day.